see live people. I see dead people.
Hello everybody watching, and this is Savcast, another episode bringing you Game 3 in our series between LiquidTLO and EmpireKas. In this, here we have LiquidTLO spawning as the purple Terran in the top right position here on Shakura's Plateau against EmpireKas, the orange Terran, spawning in the top left, close positions by air and with the no destruction procs because they changed the map, of course, and not cross positions. So it'll be interesting to see what builds they go for. They're talking about the tournament. This is from the ESL Daily Motion Cup in the group stages. This is from Group A, I believe, and they're just talking about that. Kas sort of apologising for beating TLO, so as it is 1-1 in this series. We are in Game 3. TLO took the first game with a great belief in Hellion play. Kas out macroed and out teched TLO in the second game on Shattered Temple, where TLO really just got stuck in sort of a mass marine upgrade and didn't do much with it because Kas had tanks, and tanks are good. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I wonder if we will see similar builds that we did from the previous game, where Kas went for a Reaper expand with a decent scout. TLO went for a gasless expand and supply box himself. So hopefully he won't do that again. So we do see very similar timings on the barracks and SCVs, near identical in fact. Tug of War APM, pretty similar. TLO is a high APM player, but so is Kas apparently. They're both able to spam as efficiently as each other. We do see the gas going down for Kas, but not for TLO, so it looks pretty similar so far. TLO wondering if this is cross map positions only. It's not, because, well, it shouldn't be, because he spawned not cross, he spawned air, as Kas is saying. So they will have to double scout. TLO's, no, it's not. TLO, it's not. It might be the ESL version, it might be the same as MLG, but it's not cross positions, mate. Oh dear. Well, they could take a while to scout each other, as apparently Kas has believed what TLO said. I'm sure TLO isn't doing this deliberately to try and put Kas off, but it's quite amusing. They don't know where they're spawning. Command Center going down for TLO, he's going for that fast expansion. Kas putting down the tech low after the marine, exactly like he did before. I expect we might see a Reaper coming out before too soon to be able to pop up these cliffs and get a very decent scout out here on Shakuras. TLO supply himself again. Obviously this is some part of his gasless expand build in which he supply belts himself. Probably not advisable. But hey, it's Dario Wunsch, man. It's the little one. He knows what he's doing. He's got more builds than I've had hot dinners. And so we do actually see Marauder coming out from Kas before the Reaper, and I wonder if he might want to put on a little bit of pressure with a Marine Marauder and a Reaper. What you can do is sort of have the Marine and Marauder coming up the ramp, and the Reaper can pop up the cliff, and sort of the Marauder will tank the damage, and the Reaper can set about taking out the Marines. But it might just take a bit of time for Kas to find him, because he thinks he's in cross positions. But that is what's going to be happening. Kas is going to be pushing out across the map, just with a bit of early pressure. The earlier the pressure you can put on your opponent, it's always the better. Anything to unsettle them, do a bit of economic damage, just finding holes in their builds. I mean, people get ahead of you because they play greedy, but if they play greedy, that means you can exploit it. So it's always good to try and have a bit of a poke and just get a feel of what your opponent's doing, and see if you can find holes within their builds, see if you can find a nice timing somewhere where they're not going to have an upgrade that you have. And timings, especially in mirrors, have more effect than anything else, because obviously you're playing with the same chess pieces. So we do see Kas coming up here, and he's going to be rather disappointed to find that in fact TLO is not in cross positions. TLO now putting out his orbs command, Kas saying lol, and thinking he's been lied to by TLO. And TLO actually going for a very fast third command center here at the 5:45 mark, and putting down another barracks. Kas is getting up his add-ons on his 3 barracks, very similar build to what he did last time. There, TLO is a bit confused. I think he truly did believe it was cross positions only. And yeah, I think Kas is going to be a little bit annoyed. He did poke up here and do a bit of damage, but he wasn't able to do much. Yeah, they had too many Marines, and Kas probably feels that if he'd known it wasn't cross only, well, I don't know. Do you cross? I don't know. I never know on Shakuras the scouting pattern, whether you scout close or cross first. Obviously, you can't spawn top to bottom because that makes for awful games. But I don't know if it would have mattered too much to Kas's timing, sort of on when his little pressure arrived. But he was able to do a little bit of damage. He should probably use that Reaper's Scout. He's just leaving it here. Oh, it's got 2 hit points, that's why. Kas saying he would ask for a regame, but it doesn't matter. I think maybe he's at the bottom of the group or something. But maybe he'll want to beat TLO as he feels a bit cheated. Although obviously it wasn't Dario's fault. Factory going down for Kas. He will be getting those tanks out pretty soon. eBay going down as well. Stim on the way too. With combat shields on the way as well. TLO going to start making use of this 3rd command center. He does have 3 auto commands, so he's going to have quite an economic advantage just by pumping out so many mules. But once again, it looks like he's going for this mass marine play, and I don't know if that's going to be right. With Sakuras with the ramp at the natural, it's even more difficult than Shattered Temple to be able to do any sort of pressure with just marines, especially once the opponent gets tanks out. It's so easy for Kas to be able to sit up here with a concave, and as long as he's sort of anywhere near parity on upgrades and numbers, unless TLO sort of had overwhelming sort of tech or numbers, then he's going to have a bit of trouble pushing up into Kas's natural, I feel. But TLO is pushing up with some marines. He does have Stim nowhere near done. In fact, with combat shields on the way and +1, so very similar timing sort of that we saw from him on Shattered Temple. In fact, identical. Factory going down and a second eBay. He does like to get those upgrades, but Kas is sort of ahead, and TLO only just now realising that it's not cross positions as he scans. And apologising, he did obviously really believe that it wasn't cross. I mean, there was only cross. And he has now put his 3rd command center down, and it's going to start mining from that pretty soon. Popping up, and he sees that Kas has a shitload of marines, and TLO really should back off. But apparently somebody told him it was cross only. Well, it wasn't. I'm sorry. Sorry, TLO. But TLO just has fewer marines, and... well, he actually has 4 more marines. But Kas has the hill and the concave and very similar upgrades, so this isn't going to be good for TLO if he runs in. So I hope he doesn't. Very even otherwise. 45, 45, 88, 88 supply. Very similar upgrade timings. I'm not too sure what TLO is going to try to do. Kas is sitting pretty. He's teching up. He's going to have tanks and medevacs and things coming pretty soon. TLO is finally getting a tech lab up on his factory, so we might see some tanks. He's sort of soft containing Kas right now, but Kas isn't under any pressure whatsoever to come out of here. He's going to be very happy on these 2 bases. Of course, TLO is here with his 3rd base, but this really means that TLO should never push. He's got an advantage. He's got the 3rd base up. Kas doesn't. And so there's no reason for TLO to push in at any time. He's just able to sit here. As soon as he sees Kas come out, he should just run back home, and hopefully there waiting have a tank line. He's just going to push in with a single marine. Siege tech 3/4 of the way done for Kas. Once that is done, he'd get a couple tanks out, and then I think he can break this contain. But TLO is running in. TLO, what are you doing? TLO stims in, and this is an awful decision by TLO. Massive concave for Kas. He's got very similar upgrades to him. Siege tech nearly done, and TLO just lost about half his army there. Down by 20 supply now. He does still have the economic advantage, but this just has given Kas so much confidence. He's just going to be able to push in. I think this 3rd is going to be under an awful lot of pressure. TLO now just pumping out more marines. He still does not really have tanks on the way. He's got a few marauders, but unless he can find some unsieged tanks, he's going to be in trouble. Pure marine beats marauder marine, as the marauders really don't do that well against the marines. And their upgrades are just going to be really, really similar. They're both going to be on 1-1. And it's not going to be too good. And Kas is going to come in here and stim, and this Orbis command is going to go down really quickly, I think. Nice splitting off a few troops to be able to take out here. And TLO coming in with a group of marauders and marines, and he's going to take us to snipe that tank. No, he does snipe the tank, but the marines clear up anyway for Kas. TLO is down by 40, 50 supply. This is not looking good, and he GG's as his 3rd blows up into lots of pieces. Wow, I really think TLO made the same mistake as he did in the previous game. He should never have run up that ramp. He had the 3rd, he had the advantage. He should have just sat back, teched up, and done pretty much anything rather than running up that ramp. So a bit of a mistake there from Dario, not the kind of thing we normally see. But Kas takes the series 2-1. Great win over LiquidTLO, a really high level player. But Kas is an absolute beast in Europe, and he's showing it now as he showed it in the TSL 3 as well. So a nice series, 2-1 to Kas, and I will be looking to cast some more from the ESL Daily Motion Cup, as it seems to be a decent selection of European players, and I do like to cast mainly the European players, as I am European. Especially the Muslim's amazing. Go and check out his show on a Thursday night on ESL TV at 8 o'clock CET, I believe. It's fantastic. Check out Cas playing the TSL 3, Team Liquid, YouTube / Team Liquid Net. The VOD should be up from his game against Thorzane yesterday. Also, I believe some other games from this tournament were cast by Naris Starcraft. If you don't know who he is, he's an amazing caster. I am subscribed to him. You should be able to check out his link in my channel. I believe he cast TLO's game against Lowly, and it was a pretty good game. So go and check those out. Thanks to s2cast.com for publishing my games, and StarCraft Reddit because it's really cool. Anyway, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. More games on the way from Savcast. I am Savin, and goodbye.